Hello everyone, welcome back to Lessons Learned From. Today is going to be Rocky. No, I'm just kidding. 4. I'm actually kidding. I've done 1, I've done 2, I've done 3. 4 is next. Now, 4 is the pinnacle Rocky movie, everyone's favorite, my favorite. Everyone's like, oh, the Russian, whatever. And it's very entertaining. I don't feel it's as deep as like the first 2, 3-ish. It's still, there are lessons from it, and it is a great movie though. It is very, very well done. It's classic, it's very classic. So instead of going through the whole spiel of the film, there's 2 takeaways that I'm gonna mention, and I'll just give the insight of what points of the movie they're at. So the first part of the movie that this is taken from is, well, I'll just give the foundation that Rocky won the fight against Clubber Lang. Years have passed, a few more years have passed now. Rocky and Apollo Creed have become great friends, whatever. They're getting older, so it's getting time to retire. And then whatever, I'm not going to get into the whole why the Russians fighting them. It's just a whole propaganda thing, and who cares? It's not essential knowledge. But just the takeaway from that part is they're getting older, and now they're thinking about retiring and the legacy and all that. Kind of spoiled. Well, not really. So they end up having this Russian guy comes in and starts cautiously throwing jabs at the pride of Americans and this and that. So they gotta get all macho and take the fight because he can't come into my house and talk this smack. They didn't have paradigm shifts. They didn't read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People to stay unfazed. Ultimately, Apollo takes the fight first, and he ends up getting killed as a result because he didn't take the fight seriously again. He's getting older. The Russian guy is like a monster, played by Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren plays the Russian, aka Ivan Drago. Anyway, he kills him. Not just wins, he kills him. If he dies, he dies. And then obviously that affected Rocky. Rocky was devastated, and Rocky was actually the rational one, saying there's no need to do this fight, it's pointless, why do you need to do it? And Apollo's message there was basically, I'm getting old, I want to show that I still can do this, one last time, this is my last, so I'll get to that in a second. After Apollo Creed dies, there's an iconic scene, it's a montage as usual. Rocky has each Rocky movie has 2 or 3 montages at least. And so he gets into his Lamborghini and just drives off in the night because he's hit, it hit him deep, that loss. And the song playing is really what I want to talk about. It's called There's No Easy Way Out. And whatever, look it up, I don't remember who the artist is, but from Rocky 4, There's No Easy Way Out. Just the title itself is enough for me to give a lesson, because there is no easy way out. There's no shortcut, they say, blah, blah, blah. In a quest and in a journey, there is no easy way out. If it seems too easy, it means it's too good to be true. It doesn't mean it's a lie, but when people provide promise of great success and great wealth, there's always a lot of hard work involved. It's not easy. It's either illegal or there's a lot of work. That's one of the two. Because if it was easy, everyone would be rich. And if everyone was rich, prices would be higher and no one would be rich. That's another lesson. That's inflation, blah, blah, blah. So, there's no easy way out is simply that in itself. There is no easy way out. If you think you're going to take a shortcut or skip something, or without doing the gritty work and the hard work and the learning, it only gets easy and efficient when you've done the stuff the hard way, when you've done it wrong, when you've made mistakes, that's when it gets easy. But it's going to be hard in the beginning, always. So there is no easy way out. How does that apply to these guys, Rocky and Apollo? Well, you know, they got older, and Apollo Creed thought, you know, I'm older, this guy's from Russia, like, what does he know about boxing? I've been the champion, I was the champion, I trained the new champion, like, I have a pedigree, I don't need to worry about this guy, it's gonna be easy. Well, unfortunately, he ended up paying the ultimate price for that severe underestimation. And then Rocky is searching for answers, I guess. That's kind of his symbolic, like, trying to make a decision now. I guess that was the intention of that scene. There's no easy way out. Now he has to make a decision. Because on the one hand, he's being pressured to not fight again from his family and such because he's older too, and it's dangerous. That guy just killed that Apollo Creed. So he's facing the same risks. So how do you consciously... It's very difficult to say, like, let me fight this guy when I'm older now. Let me fight this guy that just killed my now best friend, a really good friend of mine. He could kill me too. So that's an internal battle he had to go through. But ultimately, what really impressed me, and what the last lesson was, he ended up taking the fight. Then not only did he accept the fight, Rocky accepted the fight against Ivan Drago, the Russian. He accepted the fight in Russia. One thing, he accepted the fight in Russia on Christmas for no money. For no money. For zero. He literally wanted to do this to prove himself, to avenge his friend, but also to prove himself. Because we get to a stage in life, I guess, I'm not that old, but even still, like, in growth, we get to a stage where now it's like the people younger, the under generations start to catch up to us or surpass us. And we want to see, he loves boxing so much, let's say, that I'm not done yet. I want to prove myself. I want to still show that I can fight this guy. Whether I win or not is irrelevant. I'm not even doing this for the money. This isn't about the money. That's the level that he got to. So that's the takeaway from that. Like I said, I really tried to find some more depth, but I guess they covered all the stages of growth. Well, most of the stages of growth in the first three movies. This was more about like a higher reason, a higher purpose beyond, you know, whatever. He's like, in theory, he never really expresses a passion for boxing per se. Like, yes, obviously he's passionate about it, but he never really is like so much that I love boxing. But in his mind, he's like, I'm a fighter, I'm a boxer, whether I accept it or not, that's my life, that's my nature, that's what I want. And by accepting this fight against against Ivan Drago for no money, kind of cements that, like, yes, he is very passionate about boxing. So much so that this was supposed to be his last stint, which years later there have been more Rocky movies. But yeah, this was his last stint. And he proved himself. He ended up going against the odds, training in Siberia or whatever, in the snow, in the mountains, and blah, blah, blah. Again, his wife came and reignited his fire, you know, cliche stuff. But he ended up taking on this monster Russian and winning that fight. And I forgot to mention, oh my gosh, how did I forget? At the end, when he does win the fight, he's in Russia, they're all cheering for the fans, but they all started going towards, like, holy wow, like, realistically this probably wouldn't happen, but I'd like to be a hopeful, optimistic believer that, you know, people have it in their minds that to be unbiased. But he says something in his speech at the end, he's like, if I could change and you could change, then everyone can change, because they were not cheering for him, they were against him in the beginning of the fight, and then throughout the fight, and at the end they're actually like cheering for him and like happy that he won. So, change. That's, I guess, the mini warm heart feeling lesson that you could get from that. But remember, to take away from Rocky IV, There's no easy way out. It's a song and a montage. You're driving a Lamborghini. Makes it more entertaining. It's about proving yourself once you've made it, once you've stood the test of time, once you've held the title, and the new generations are catching up to you. Now, understanding that, yes, you are an older person, whatever the case may be, but if you're so passionate about what you're doing, that drive will be there to keep, proving that you're not out yet, you're not done yet. And if I can change and you can change, then everyone can change. Rocky 4. That's it, guys. So take care. Let's all keep growing together, and just remember that there's not going to be an easy way. Step up to the task, step up to the challenge. All right, take care.